Hi everyone, it's QuickyBaby and welcome back to World of Tanks, and today I want to do something a little bit different. I want to play the most accurate tanks in the game, and I'm going to be playing them live. So let's use Tanks GG to take a look to see what the most accurate vehicles are in World of Tanks. Whoa, a lot of German vehicles here. However, there's one or two specific tanks that are actually missing off this list, and those are the Swedish tank destroyers like the Stridsvagn 103B. Some people don't realize the Stridsvagn 103B has 0.3 accuracy outside of the siege mode, and when you activate the siege mode, you can see its dispersion goes down to 0.25, making it the most accurate tank in the game. So let's go and play it. You don't have to ask me twice to play rounds in the Stridsvagn 103B. I absolutely love this vehicle, and it's one of my favorites in the game. I just talked about this tank on YouTube quite a lot because I played, I showed you games with ridiculous damage totals quickly, right? Where we ended up playing on the assault version of Steppes. We took the corner of the map and we grinded it out. In this kind of a situation, I'm actually going to use my durability setup on this vehicle. No coated optics for me. My view range will be poor. But I have a plan, ladies and gents, boys and girls, and that is to be untrackable, or at least very hard to track, get up on the hill, and grind it out. And I don't need coated optics on Himmelsdorf. And that's what's so good about the field mods on tanks like these, is that you can have two setups. One for where you want to be extra snipey, and one for where you want to be extra aggressive. Now, I think it's quite ironic that I am playing the most accurate tank in the game, and I'm immediately kind of like setting it up to basically go and just shoot things point blank. But at least I'm not going to be missing point blank, right? Not at all. It could be a little bit awkward if I do end up getting up on the hill and then I have to snipe at the things down below if I don't have my coated optics. But I think it should still work out well for me. Tell you who isn't going to work out well for is that artillery on our team. Looks like he's got two light tanks making their way down towards the west. Well, goodbye artillery. Honestly, I would probably be more concerned if I wasn't playing on Himmelsdorf, where stuff like that doesn't even really seem to matter. Alright, so let's make our way into position here. Let's set up our tank in siege mode. Hopefully not get shot in the lower plate, and proceed to lock this position down, I guess. That's what we want to do. Unfortunately, the Centurion's already made it around the corner, and there's an Wow, I did not expect that. That STRV was actually hidden behind that bush. That's absolutely amazing. Alright, well, it's go time. We both sniped each other's weak points, as you would expect with vehicles that have these kind of ludicrous accuracies. I'm going to tell this Batchat that I'm going to help him. Unfortunately, those players are making their way up over there, and this vehicle is amazing for these kind of situations. And look what we can do now with the extra speed that the vehicle has. We track the Centurion, we see where he's aiming, aim at his gun. When he's fired at us, then we'll finish him off. Of course, if I did have the reload, I would have probably just gone and finished him off anyway. This is bad. Yeah, this is really bad. That's artillery and also a lower plate hit. This hasn't worked out for me very well, boys and girls. Yeah, my hit points don't last very long if we have a Stridsvagn 103B who manages to find a real sneaky position against us. Hits us in our weak point, and yeah, we have to deal with just blooming everything. Okay, this Kranvag's there. Where should I go? What should I do? Should I go and try and fight the T-62A? Honestly, I feel like that might be my best chance to be able to win this game, is to drop back and go after that T-62A. Well, yeah, ugly start for me, but hell, that's the reason why I'm playing these games live on YouTube, right? So that you can see the games that don't really work out. Not really too much point of playing the most accurate tank in the game when you're playing on Himmelsdorf, right? I almost feel like I need to play the most accurate tank in the game and, like, cheat the matchmaker. Get it to put me on Prokhorovka or Malinovka. So, those 150 hit points, they're not really very influential right now. Of course, they could have been. Let's say, for example, the WZ-111-5A had low-rolled me. Then I would have had the hit points to, for example, be able to deal with the K91. So, this durability module, it does help quite a lot of the time. You know, you can't really knock having 8 or 10% extra hit points in World of Tanks. It is undoubtedly useful. Sometimes it's inconsequential, but it is useful. Alrighty then, so there's a T-92 at the back, there's a K-91. Is he going to come around the corner? I think he is. I think he's thinking about it. Oh, this is awkward. So he's right there. Ooh. We got him once. Oh, we got him twice. I'm quite surprised he didn't come after me there. Is he going to come around the corner and come after me? Oh, he's low on health now from that T124. There's a Kranvang towards my south. There's a bunch of vehicles. He's coming around that corner. He's coming. If he fires heat, he can go through my lower plate, so we're going to find out whether he's a good player. I have to admit, playing this tank just feels so awesome when you have to make those kind of clutch shots, right? For those kind of clutch shots, this tank feels amazing. Is that the same STRV 103B who shot me earlier on in the game? It is, man. This STRV 103B has my name, has my number. And remember, I don't have coated optics. So some of you looking at this tank for the first time might be surprised. Is it going forwards? Is it going backwards? It doesn't matter, really. This vehicle's just as fast. Well, it is faster forwards. But it's still very quick backwards. So I'm kind of worried that this STRV 103B isn't harassing me right now. I guess I aim at this Kranvang. Oh, you just can't miss your shots in this. I mean, you can, but it's quite hard too. So yeah, good stuff so far. Just worried about the STRV managing to... He could be anywhere. There he is. Oh, he's got me. He's got me. He's got me. All right, it's a snipe off. It's a snipe off. I'm going to try and get into the corner here. It's a snipe off. Oh, it's a snipe off. Oh, this is perfect for the YouTube video, right? Oh, the most accurate tank in the game against the most accurate tank in the game. And luckily for me, it looks like I scared him off, and he's going to go and try and deal with the Kranvang now. The problem for him now is that he's just basically delayed an opportunity to possibly be able to get a kill, right? So I'd say that was actually a poor play by him. He should have sat there. He should have traded with me, and he didn't. Can we get the final kill in the game? Or the final shot in the game? Well, we can. Alright, you know what? It ended up actually being okay for this vehicle. 3,200 damage is not the worst game in World of Tanks history, and a bit of assistance as well. 3 kills as well for a Himmelsdorf map. And my tank is spinning to win. So, you know what? Those 150 hit points, they probably did end up being useful, because otherwise they could have fired HE at me. And he probably still could have managed to do some very significant damage with HE in that situation. But I still think if he'd just been calm and aimed, he would have been able to hit. I really should talk about the field mods on this vehicle as well, because there are quite a few field mods that affect the accuracy of the vehicle. 3rd on damage, 3rd on experience. Definitely not the best game, but definitely not the best map for this. So interestingly enough, I actually make the accuracy of this vehicle 5% worse to increase the rate of fire of the tank. But I balance that out with the 4th field mod, where I actually lose 5% aim time to improve the accuracy by 3%. So effectively what I'm doing is I'm getting minus 5% aim time, minus 2% accuracy to be able to gain 3% reload, which I feel is worth it. Consequently, I think that this vehicle should end up with about 0.23 accuracy or thereabout inside the siege mode, which is really cool. Okay, so we played the STRV 103B, and the second most accurate tank in the game is actually the UDES at tier 8, but considering that I've just played the STRV 103B, I thought it'd be more fun to maybe play a little bit of variety in this playing video today. So it looks like it's the Grille with 0.27 accuracy. The Grille is one of those vehicles that not only hits hard, it hits well, and it's an accurate vehicle to boot. I would like to clarify that I do not have all of the field mods. In fact, I have none of the field mods on the Grille. It's a tank that I used to love playing a lot of, but just recently it just doesn't feel like the most fun thing. Especially with intuition in the game now. It can't be a QB YouTube video without mentioning intuition. And it should be so easy for tanks to be able to switch to HE rounds and just pepper this thing even more than they used to back in the day. Nevertheless, here on Glacier, this is a long-range map. Maybe we're going to have a good opportunity to be long-range. Now, I believe I'm using a gun rammer, rotation device, and coated optics on this tank, so I should be able to spot for myself. The Grille is one of those tanks that a lot of people always love to hate on its accuracy, even though it's the 3rd most accurate tank in the game after the STRV 103B and also the UDES, right, at tier 8. I just thought to myself, on this vehicle, when I get all the field mods, I might actually end up taking the field mod that makes my rate of fire worse, but improves my accuracy by 5%. Because this vehicle, unlike the STRV 103B, isn't the kind of tank that fires twice just out in the open. However, definitely the STRV 103B is totally a tank that fires twice when I'm just out in the open. Alright, Progetto, what's up? You want some? Oh, give it to ya. Oh, feels so good. But I tell you what won't feel good is if he starts clunking off my hit points right about now. This position's quite aggressive for this vehicle. I probably should be back a ridge, but I do feel just so much more confident with this position because you can adjust your surroundings. And believe it or not, when you go there, these rocks actually end up preventing a huge amount of the opportunities that you have along the ridge. Alrighty then, so we've won the hill. That actually makes me feel quite confident. Can I just say this game only has one medium tank in it? What an absolute bizarre matchup. All heavies and all tank destroyers. No light tanks, one medium. This should be a dream for this tank. Will I get hit by this E100 as I cross here? Not if he's got reactions of a slug. He's stunned. Should I try and side scrape him? Probably shouldn't do this. Probably shouldn't do this. But my 60 TP will probably help me out. So this vehicle actually has really bad gold pen, only 334, which is not very good for a tier 10 TD. And its regular pen is also bad as well. The only tank that has worse penetration than this, a tier 10 tank destroyer, is the Foch. The Foch B. The Foch 155 has better pen than this. Intuition switch to see if we can get a shell into the IS-4. Just go forwards a little bit, bud. Go on, just a little bit. Oh, no, a little bit more. I got spotted. Oh my lord, the Progetto just drove up behind me. No way I didn't see that. Awful play by me, boys and girls. I gotta warn the Leopard. That's an incredibly aggressive play by the Progetto. Worthy of respect, I'd say. Ooh, talk about worthy of respect. How about we kill the most accurate? Oh. Well, you're seeing that it's accurate, but accuracy doesn't really mean anything if you don't have the penetration to reliably go through the tanks that you're hitting, right? Maybe I should have been firing gold at the E4. Maybe I should have been firing gold at the IS-4's turret as well. Feels a bit awkward to always be thinking like, well, I should have fired gold, right? Okay, so maybe I can get this E100 in the side of his turret. I got 7 degrees of gun depression, which should be enough there. Nice. Well, we're hitting all of our shots. We're hitting all of our shots. Which is lovely. Lovely. I do feel like quite strongly gravitated towards accurate tanks. I do feel like I do quite well with my accurate vehicles. I do like my sniping. Not saying, oh, I'm so good at sniping in World of Tanks, but I do end up feeling like I do pretty well in vehicles like this. Okay, so the enemy team have won the north, and our team have won the south. Well, this is what I love about the Grille. The fact that it's fast means that I can just use it like a mobile platform of destruction. A lot of tank destroyers, you know, they're quite slow, and so you can't manage to actually get into position at important stages of the game like this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this vehicle. I'm going to switch to an HE round for the Grille here. Hopefully he sits still. Oh, that was an awful shot by me. I should have just... That was greedy. I thought he was going to sit still. I should have just fired AP. That was greedy, man. Why would I... Do I really need the 900? No. Oh, no. Talk about greed. Oh, talk about greed. Talk about greed. Oh, just... No. Have mercy, Cranvang. I want to live a little bit longer. Please have mercy. How'd you roll for 524, Captain Cranvang? Not like this. All right, lad? What's this 60 TP doing? Easy money. Well, we're hitting a lot of tanks, but we don't seem to be doing a lot of damage. Q. What's this Cranvang doing? Oh, come on. Whoa, delicious. Wow, if I'd taken the field mod that reduces my rate of fire, I wouldn't have been able to hit that shot. And that shot has been 1/3 of my damage in this game. So it actually does make you think about whether you should improve your accuracy and not your rate of fire. Considering that we hit, but if we took the DPM, maybe we would have been able to squeeze out an extra shot earlier. It's tricky. It's tough. What I'm going to suggest is that with the STRV 103B, it's definitely a tank that you should try and focus on improving the rate of fire because you shoot multiple times, especially in close quarters combat. With a vehicle like the Grille, you can control the engagement with the alpha damage, and I would probably end up recommending that you try to improve the accuracy and not the DPM, or you abstain from the field mods, which is definitely something that you can do. Alright, so not the best round for the Grille, but not the worst. I'm definitely going to end up boosting this one, so eventually I might end up with actually having some field mods on this. So we finished completely mid-table on damage and experience. Shame that even though we hit 7 out of 8 shots, only 4 of those penetrated. Alright, so what's the next most accurate tank in the game? Oh, of course it's German. German efficiency, right? We're going to be playing in the Leopard, boys and girls. So far, 2 tank destroyers are the most accurate, as you would expect. Now we are going to be playing in the Leopard. Now, again, I don't have all the field mods in the Leopard. It's a tank that I like. It just doesn't really feel like a tank which I feel the need to grind to be able to get everything in. So I'm actually going to be using vents, a concealment module, and a gun rammer in the Leopard. And my second build, I believe, will be using a commander's vision system and a concealment module for a, should we say, a hyper scout map like Malinovka or Prokhorovka. A lot of you might think, well, that's a bit weird. Why are you not using coated optics on this thing? Well, that's because it gets 410 meters base view range, and you really don't need to use coated optics. You'd be far better to use Commander's Vision system on this map. Or not on this map, sorry, on this tank. And I like the concealment module, because here's my thought. The Leopard is the best sniper. The Leopard really wants to try and control the range of engagement, and the Leopard does well when it's using its mobility to put itself into positions where it can be able to outshoot its opponents. It doesn't out-tank them. It doesn't use its armor. Sometimes it can out-DPM them, but then it's just relying on its hit points to be able to get away with it. And so that's where I like the Leopard. I feel like by pumping up the camo rating of this vehicle, I can get up to about 30% concealment on the move on this tank. And that actually means that I can make some real wide sweeping plays. That's what it's about. So the bat chat on our team says, lol, good luck and have fun. This is going to be a fast one. Why is it going to be a fast one? Is it because we've got a lot of fast tanks? Is that what you're suggesting? 50B, where are you going? Like, seriously, where are you actually going? You're just going to... You're sending me to hell, aren't you? Yeah, it is going to be a fast one. That 50B is about to get spotted, and yeah. Wow. Wow. I mean, there are bad players in World of Tanks, and there's that 50B. With all due respect, like, some people are always asking me, like, oh, how has my win ratio dropped below 48 or 46? Well, by making plays like that 50B, where not only did he effectively lose all his hit points at the start of the battle, he also nearly ended up making me lose all my hit points as well, purely with the way that he was driving. Alright, so this STB1, we kind of need our artillery to get a clunk on them. I've got to be careful here. If I fire, I'm going to get spotted. But it doesn't look like this STB1 realizes they're spotted right now, so they might overexpose their tank. Okay, so Artie just hit them. I'm actually going to progress. Oh, no. 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 Oh, my God. My camo held up. Did you see how my camo held up? Beautiful. I got to repair that. That's a fuel tank. That's a fire waiting to happen. Did you see how my concealment actually held up for, like, those extra 2 seconds? Kept me in it. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. I really stand by the concealment module on this tank. It does allow you to get away with situations where otherwise you would have probably been spotted. Alright, so clearly there's probably some TDs over there, but in the interest of making this game exciting, should we go and shoot these light tanks down below? What? For real? Let's go see if we can hit this Manticore. Where is he? What's up, Manticore? For real? You're not there? Uh-oh. About to lose a lot of hit points. Not be able to hit this EBR. Okay, so it looks like that Manticore's got really good camo rating, which is a little alarming. I'm trying to think about where to go to get into this game. I think it's time to blind fire that bush. Let's go and fire a few blind shots, boys and girls. Let's go see what we can do. So the bush is here. They're probably sitting right in the middle-ish. Okay, what we're going to do is zoom out, and then when we fire from zoomed out, we can actually see if our shell disappears. So it doesn't, so I might move a little bit more over there. Just taking a look to see if that EBR was going to come after us. I didn't see that one go through the bush, but maybe my eyes deceive me. That one definitely did. What's this EBR doing? Well, we hit him, but we obviously didn't hit him very cleanly. It's So I'm just going to keep dumping in rounds here at these bushes. Unfortunately for us, it doesn't really look like our team has done very well. That Manticore's had what looks to be a good round. My whole team is just kind of just chilling. And this is where, like, the Leopard does suck. There's no doubt the Leopard sucks for situations like this, where you just don't have the armor. That was a bad shot. I should have hit that, man. Gotta warm up. That Bat Chat's quite low on health. There we go. Whoa, that was a cool moment. So I got a funny feeling that I might have ended up hitting that Bat Chat a bit. Either that or he's been spotted by other people. One of the two. Alright, the STB-1 obviously fell back. Welcome to QuickyBaby's Fire at the Bush Blind Simulator. Oh, come on, Progetto. Just kill him. It's just a Bat Chat. This is a lot of ammunition that I'm firing here, but I stand by it. I stand by it. I stand by the amount that I'm blind firing here. We'll have to take a look at the post-game stats in this one. Whether I've just been whiffing the whole time, or whether I've been maybe able to hit some shells. If I can get rid of this Bat Chat, Progetto's not even looking where he's going. Come on, Mr. Bat Chat. Just need some... Leopard versus Leopard. Oh, look, I can get that Super Conqueror. Oh, just a little bit too slow on the reload. Feels bad, man. I can get this 60 TP without getting spotted. Oh! Not like this. Come on, World of Tanks. Stop messing with me now. I'm loading the gold. Oh. 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 Well, looks like that Super Conqueror was loading the HE, and so was the FV4005 as we get double clapped. I can't believe that Bat Chat was the one who ended up spotting me there. That's outrageous. Why did my Progetto 65 not manage to finish them off? Unfortunately, Extreme 001 PL on our team was unable to be able to deal with that bat. But hell, looks like I've done 800 damage that we've seen, so I can't really talk. Anyway, let's take a look at the post-game stats to see how much damage we actually dealt. And unfortunately, it looks like it was pretty much a complete disaster. We dealt 1,278 damage, and of the 19 shots, only 4 hit. So, yeah, apart from obviously hitting that Leopard once blind in a bush, whoa, horrible game for me and my Leopard. Alrighty then, so we played the most accurate tank destroyers, we played the most accurate medium. Why don't we play the most accurate light tank? And, oh dear, unfortunately, it is the Aufklärungspanzer Panther with 0.33 accuracy. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this vehicle was undoubtedly one of the biggest stinkers of the black market. Now, this tank has got a long and rich history in the game. Let me talk about it. It used to be the tier... I think it was a tier 8... No, let me think about it. I think it was the top tier light tank before it led on towards the RU-251. So I got a funny feeling it was at tier 7 and the RU-251 is tier 8. So Wargaming took it out of the game and then they put it back in the game. But when they put it back in the game, they pretty much put it back in the game as a complete shadow of its former self. Now, its rate of fire is awful. It has really poor DPM. It's got the same gun as an E25, but just none of the exciting DPM to go along with it. Or it's got the same kind of gun that you'd be entitled to on a Stug. This is going to be awkward. There's one thing about having an accurate gun, and there's another thing about having a gun that can actually manage to either do a lot of alpha damage or do a lot of damage quickly. Alright, so where am I going to take my Aufklärungspanzer here on the Safe Haven map? Well, what I want to do is probably make my way up into this bush. This is definitely not the best matchup for us. So, and when you're playing at a big flappy Panther hull, albeit with a good amount of engine power to go with it, all of the ramming is off the table in a matchup like this. And really what I have to do is kind of just hope that the enemies are going to drive out into my line of fire. Wow, great tactics, QuickyBaby. Yeah, there's another way that I probably would play this map, and that is to try and advance towards the south. But I really feel like I could just get all-in by a Patton, or I could get all-in by a Progetto, and then the game's going to be over. Or there could be just a bunch of tanks sitting in that position, and as I make my way across over here, they're going to be able to hit me from there, which isn't really going to work out too well. Okay, so we've got an E50 down below. You know what? Maybe I can actually make this work. I feel like now that my team has managed to get into position along the south, there's a chance that we can be able to advance through. So while this vehicle has the most accuracy, it has a lot of other statistics that it definitely doesn't have the most at. It's not really that fast, as you can see. It's got a limited top speed. The vehicle's view range is okay, but again, not particularly incredible for a tier 7 light tank. This is a premium tank, however, which is kind of nice. It's quite nice to have a tier 7 premium, so you can be able to make some extra credits, especially if you have to end up firing gold, which ends up usually happening quite a lot. But here we go. Accurate light. Here we go. Accurate light. Yeah. Well, this could be actually quite fun from here, couldn't it? Nice. The perfect situation. Glad I came over here. Alright. Let's hit all our shots. Beautiful. This is going pretty well for the most accurate light. Unfortunately, we don't have the view range to be able to spot. Where's that pattern right now? Will he spot me? If I stay still, his commander's vision system won't go off. Looks like he's got the Pershing turret, so as long as I hold for a little while, he probably won't be able to see me here. But I kind of also want to get shooting. Maybe if I drop down below the ridge, he won't be able to see me here and I can continue to fire. Oh no. Why is there a T-25-2 going over the bridge? What an absolute mad lad. I don't think I've ever seen anybody go over the bridge on this map before. And he's the first. Ah, oh, most accurate tank, my behind, right? Talk about behind. We're going to keep shooting the enemies in their behind right now. I can't believe that T-25-2 has actually managed to make that work there. Hopefully this pattern drives away from us, and then we can continue to shoot him in the back of the turret. Nice. Notice how we've had pretty much the dream scenario right now of having lots of different vehicles to shoot at. But, oh, he's there. He's still there. He's blind. Oh no, Super Hellcat. We've had this dream scenario, but it just hasn't really actually worked out with regards to our damage because our DPM and our alpha damage is so darn atrocious in this vehicle. Alright, so I have to try and kill that Super Hellcat. I'm a 50-50 to be able to kill them in a single shot. Oh no, they got a standard B. Alright, that Panther's going to go after my friends, but I feel like I just lose this game unless I do something with my friends right now. So let's go after this Super Hellcat. So, nice. We just won our 50-50. Always nice. Miss our second shot. I'm a Panther too. It's just yours is infinitely better than mine. Alright, okay. This is a disaster here. I'm going to get out. I'm going to try and get away from this Panther. There's an S1 and a Scorpion somewhere. And there's the Leo. Okay, this could be interesting. Dude, if I could ram the guy, it could be actually kind of funny. I'm going to press my F7 key and oh no, he's coming as well. Alright, might as well go out on my shield, boys and girls. That's how I feel in World of Tanks. Might as well go out on my shield. Oh, of course he tracks me. Of course he tracks me. Maybe I can double track him. Oh, nice. No gun depression over the front. What an atrocious tank. I hate this vehicle. Do you know why I hate this vehicle? I hate this vehicle because it used to be such a fun light tank. It used to have DPM. I swear it used to, at least for me, felt like it had better gun handling back in the day. It felt like the kind of tank that you could be able to deal some decent damage with at long range. I feel like Wargaming gutted its sniping performance with regards to its DPM. I understand they want to put it a whole tier lower. I preferred it back in the day when it used to have the equivalent of tier 8 matchmaking. If you want to, definitely go and check out the rest of the channel to find out what the Aufklärungspanzer Panther used to be like back in the day when it used to be called the AFK Panther or the Awful Panther. But for me, I actually really liked it back in the day. Alright then, so we played tank destroyers, medium tanks, now a light tank. Why do we play the most accurate heavy tank in the game? And what would you think? It's another German vehicle. I cannot honestly believe that the Chieftain, by the way, is the second most accurate tank in the game along with the Carnarvon Action 10. No wonder we're seeing so many of them in the matchmaker, just dominating ridgelines and sniping me from the other side of the map. But let's not talk about the Chieftain anymore. Let's talk about the Tiger II. The Tiger II was my first tank inside the tier 8 inside the game, and I loved the Tiger II so much, and I still do. It will always have a special place in my heart because of that. The Tiger II these days is way more voracious than it used to be. When I first played the Tiger 2, it used to have 320 alpha damage and a lot less DPM. At least it feels like it has more DPM these days than what I was accustomed to. But the Tiger 2 was always just this great gun. It has about 225 millimeters of penetration on its standard rounds. Let me clarify. I can't until the countdown has ended. But that doesn't sound very special for tier 8 these days, but I can tell you it definitely was special back in the day. Alright, so finally, the matchmaker seems to be smiling on us, boys and girls. We've had, I don't know, just really not the best maps and matchups, and the whole situation for this video. The STRV 103B, Himmelsdorf. The Leopard, well, definitely the beta team there. Panzer, not really the best light tank map, and we're playing against tier 9s, but I have got no excuses now. I'm playing in my original tier 8 tank. Let's take it to the end. Alrighty then, so what am I worried about? Well, I'm worried about the fact that I'm playing against a Patriot. That thing has a way better turret than me. Actually, I'd say it's got a way better turret if the enemies have heat, but if they don't have heat, I'd say that my turret is quite comparable to the Patriot now. He's kind of got the rate of fire, but I have the alpha damage. And my gold pen at 285 is disgustingly good. This tank back in the day, with its 225 millimeters of standard penetration, was absolutely awesome, because you couldn't fire gold back in the day unless you actually spent gold to be able to fire the gold, which is why they were called gold rounds. And I still call them gold rounds now, because really still to be able to fire them you just need extortionate amounts of credits that you can only usually really afford with having very good premium tanks that you play a lot, or by having a premium account as well. Alright, there's the Patriot. You can see, wow. These shots, right? What a sniping heavy. Okay, so that KV-1S seems to want to make an aggressive play against my friend. Am I going to be able to get a shot in? Of course I am. I'm going to help out my Cromwell from the mid-ridge position. And that's where this thing can be great. It's like a great old support. Beautiful. Look at that. Trusty Tiger keeping his forward vision alive in the form of the Cromwell. He's got to be happy about that. I'd be happy if I was a Cromwell. Man, I love this thing's gun depression. I love this thing's just all-round beastly performance here. It feels like a genuinely good tier 8 tank. I'd be surprised if this thing's win ratio wasn't fairly healthy in World of Tanks. Don't get me wrong, I don't expect it to be like the best. It's not kind of like your Skoda T50 within that regards, but I can't imagine it being awful as well. Alrighty then, so I'm going to get forwards. There's a Progetto against me, so that's a little bit concerning, but at least I'm going to be spotting these tanks out. There's a Leo above me. That Progetto's fired at least 1, if not 2. He might be down 3 now, so I'm actually going to come round, and I'm going to start to trade. I take a shot from the Patriot, sure, but I've got 50% more alpha damage than they have. So you know what, when I see them fire, I feel like I have to be able to try and get a trading shot in. Look at that, wonderful. I'm going to have to repair that. I can't sit there. I've also got to respect this Patriot a lot now. Oh, hello. Nice tracking shot into the back. Hopefully my team finish him off before he decides to shoot me a little bit. Maybe I can get him still? Gosh, how good is this thing's gun? This thing feels fabulous, man. There are some tanks, like the Panzer Panther, that wargaming effectively ruined, and there are some tanks like this one that will always be special in my heart. Well, I tried to blind fire the Progetto there, but it was unsuccessful, to say the least. This game looks like it's being won by my team on the other flank, so I've got to be a little bit careful. Luckily, there's no artillery, so I don't have to worry about them. If my team kills the Patriot, then I can probably start to make more aggressive plays against the... Sorry, if my team kills the Progetto, then I can make more aggressive plays against the Patriot, is what I'm trying to suggest. This Leo, is he going to have to... He has to come and have a look, right? Well, look, I'm going to pretend I'm turning, and then he'll come out around the corner. No? Oh, come on, bud. I want to have a good game. Ah, he's turned his attention away to other players, so I'm going to come and get this Super Hellcat. Put the Super Hellcat lower. Leo's on his travels. What do you think, boys and girls? No, no, no. Leo's trying to get me. Man. Oh. Well, you can hide. You can hide. What do you think my rate of fire is? Okay. Let's get a ram kill. Oh, what did the E20... Did you see that double kill steal by the E25? What a mad lad. The dude shoots the super Hellcat and then turns at what feels like a 90-degree angle to be able to steal the ram kill on the Patriot as well. I mean, you know what? I gotta respect it, dude. I gotta respect that double kill because I was kind of hoping that I was gonna do something similar. Oh my word. Just when you think that you're gonna have like an awesome, fun, kind of finally a fun game for the Tiger 2. And then my E25 friend's like, ha ha ha, buddy. No. No. Well, nice play there by the, Borsig to be able to get me. Oh, the accuracy just letting me down a little bit there. Although I would like to clarify, I am not using vertical stabilizers on this tank. And so if you're alarmed by the tank's... Well, he wasn't there. If you're alarmed by the tank's gun handling, if you want to, you could drop vents or you could drop the gun rammer or drop the turbo and be able to instead enhance the gun performance on the move or when turning the turret. Oh, thank goodness it was the Tiger 2 that ended up kind of recovering my my session here. Beautiful vehicle. How can you go wrong with a good bit of Tiger 2, boys and girls? You can't. You can't. You just can't go wrong with a good bit of Tiger 2. Alrighty then. So, ladies and gents, boys and girls, not the worst round for the Tiger 2 there. 4,500 combined. Just solid. I wish I'd done a little bit more. I wish I got a couple more kills, but I think we saw why I didn't get a couple of kills there. Yeah, fair play to the E25. I would have probably done the same thing if I was playing an E25 as well. It was a good double kill secure. It was pretty sweet. Man, just love the Tiger 2. By the way, I lost the Aufklärungspanzer Panther game. Definitely not my best round, but also not my worst. Well played to the enemy team for being able to take down the Safe Haven game. I really hate the Aufklärungspanzer Panther, and I hate the fact I spent 10 million credits on this tank. I finished 4th on damage, 4th on experience, such a mediocre round. I hit 15 shots, only 9 penned. It's definitely accurate, but it doesn't mean anything if you don't have the DPM to go with it, right? And in the Tiger game, we finished 2nd on experience and 3rd on damage. Love this Tiger 2. Cannot get enough. Oh, we got another field mod. Let's see what we're going to get. We're definitely taking all-terrain suspension. That will enhance my mobility of my Tiger 2, which will massively increase my ability to be able to chase down my opponents. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, those were the most accurate tanks in World of Tanks. Does accuracy help you a lot? Yeah, sure, it can do. But you can compensate for accuracy by just getting close to your opponents. But what you can't do is you cannot compensate for having bad DPM, bad pen, or bad alpha damage, which is why, even though you see a lot of these vehicles having pretty darn good accuracy, if they don't have the other attributes to be able to go with them, it's not really the stat that a lot of people think about. And quite often with field mods, it's a stat that you can be willing to trade if you're getting enhanced other areas such as the rate of fire of the vehicle. Nevertheless, hope you enjoyed the video today. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you hated it, give it a thumbs down. And let me know if there are any old faithful tanks that you just absolutely love to snipe in that weren't featured today. And also, do you think that the Grille really has the 3rd most accurate gun inside World of Tanks at .27? And as always, thank you so much for watching. You've been epic, and hopefully I'll see you soon.